this one. What best practices can you share in terms of a process elements or communication strategy that helps keep sponsor companies and CDMOs aligned and working in lockstep?
Yeah, great question. I mean, it's almost it's something that a lot of companies miss in that when you outsource, they think the work is just outsourced. You just throw it over the wall, and things happen magically, and you get it. What people don't do is invest in your own resources. You need a team internally, and you need to invest in a team with multiple capabilities in formulations, analytical, project management, multiple aspects. You need an internal team to manage the CMOs, and it goes both ways, right? You have to manage them. It's not it. If you're running a lab, you have managers running a lab, so you have to think of it that way. You need to invest in your own resources. That's number one. The second is, of course, very clear communication with the and establishing some ground rules with your partners there. That, hey, we're going to be partners. We're not going to be just beholden to your internal process. You need to work with us. We are the customer. You need to have that very clear. Of course, respecting their internal policies, internal SOPs. You have to do that. The third element is, and this is it's almost a necessity nowadays, is what we call a man in plant or a person in plant, right? When you have key activities happening at your partner, CMO, you need to have somebody from your organization in there in lockstep. Whether you're actively in the manufacturing suite or just outside, just your presence is absolutely critical. And the number four one, which we have learned over years now, is establishing relationship with your CMO's executive management. Not as a threat, but you need to. Things always happen, and for good reason. The team on the ground at your partner level may not be able to resolve certain things. It needs to be escalated, and if you have very good relationship with their executive management, you can, maybe it requires investment on their side. Maybe it requires some change in personnel. So I think all of this is very important. In short, really, you have to manage the CMOs actively, not passively.
Right. And Bethany, maybe I'll come to you with just a quick follow-up here, which is what can sponsor company do to increase the speed of development or manufacturing work done by a partner on its behalf?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I want to do is just echo what Sasha had said. I think he just took the words out of my mouth and those points, because those are absolutely key to a successful partnership. And they also lend themselves then to the success of your project or the speed of your project, right? So another thing to consider is as you build your team internally as the sponsor, right, is really clearly communicating what your expectations are and what the milestones are, right? Get that other company engaged in what you're trying to do. I've seen so many times where there isn't clear communication to the contractor on exactly what it is that's happening, or the sponsor company may get feedback from an regulatory agency through some type of type C meeting or a pre-IND meeting or whatever it may be, and then they don't relay that information to the contractor, right? So that two-way communication and that shared feeling of success in the project go a long way in ensuring that the CMO can meet your needs. The other thing is to really have a shared reality around the flexibility that company may have, right? So again, that gets to understanding what are their capacities. Is it people related? Is it equipment related? Do they have high throughput capabilities within their development lab? So understanding that and where you can pull the levers at the CDMO or the CMO to help speed your project up, and then you can work together on a plan.